Hey, Wedding Confessionals listeners, it's Brooke, just coming in early to let you know that this is a two-parter. So what you're going to hear on this episode is part one of our fun evening with Julia Holmberg. She's back to tell us all about her wedding. So we hear all about the updates since the last time we spoke with her months ago to now that she's a married lady. So this is just part one. Part two will be out next week with all the confessionals. And also stay tuned at the end of this episode when we're done chatting with Julia. Pam and I are going to pop in and give you some weekly bridal breaks. So enjoy the show.
Something borrowed, something blue. Give us all your juicy news, sensational, irrational. It's Wedding Confessionals.
Welcome to another episode of Wedding Confessionals. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Pam.
And the only thing we love more than weddings
is talking shit about weddings.
Okay, so Pammy.
Yes.
We get, after we had the follow-up episode where we had everybody come in and write back to us about their confessionals. We love a good follow-up. We love to find out what happens. Mm-hmm. We have another follow-up.
We do.
A whole episode of it.
Live in person.
And I'm so curious.
I know.
Because it was very TBD in the middle of the chaos when we checked in with her the first time.
Yes, I cannot wait to hear.
So we have from episode 48... is your last name the same?
My last name is the same.
Okay, I just realized when we were going to ask her, like, wait a minute, she did get married. Sometimes that changes. So it's Julia Holmberg from episode 48, our DIY queen.
Yes.
Welcome, Julia.
Hi, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so usually on the show, the way it works, in case you're new, this is a fun episode to dive into. Also, if you were a bride planning your wedding, prepared to be shocked and awed by Julia's craft skills, and also to feel like you're sort of a lazy idiot.
As we all are, yes.
So the way the show works is we invite a guest on. They tell us a little bit about their personal history with weddings. Julia's very specific because she's been on before, so we're really just going to be diving into basically where we picked up last with her. And then we learn a little bit more about her view of weddings. And then at the end, we're going to the second half of the show. We read confessionals sent in by our listeners. Julia's going to help us answer the confessionals.
Yes.
And I just wanted to throw that out there because we have to do that at the beginning so new listeners know how the show works.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I'm done with that because I have to know everything about Julia's wedding.
Yes.
Okay. So the reason why Julia even exists in our world is that one day I was just scrolling through Instagram and found this adorable lady who is making her own wedding dress, though she had never sewn a dress before and was just kind of winging it. So I started following her and she was so fun and we reached out and she came on the show. And little did we know that making her own dress was only the beginning.
I was just scratching the surface.
When we checked in with you, you were in the process of making all of your bridesmaids' dresses along with this like laundry list of other things.
Yeah,
Julia,
so
how did it go?
The further I got into projects, the more projects I started adding on. And I think at its peak, my list of things to do was like 128.
What?
I'd like you to list them all.
Gosh.
That's insane.
The night before the wedding, I took all of the to-do lists out of the binder and replaced them with like the day of schedule. So the to-do lists are lost to history, but they were there and they were many.
So just kind of give us a quick, just maybe like 10, 15 things that you did specifically besides your own wedding gown, which is amazing, and the bridesmaids' dresses. Give us like 10 or 15 things. Let's see.
Okay, so my own gown, my bridesmaids' dresses, the bow ties and ties that the guys wore, all of our bouquets, all of the bridal party bouquets were silk flowers that we had made ahead of time, and then we made our bridal bouquets at like 2 a.m. night before.
Like you do,
yeah.
You know what? We've tried not to, but I think you have to have like a 2 a.m. project the night before the wedding. It's just like,
it's a must.
I don't know how to live without that part of creativity, you know. It's like last minute panic and like leaves all over the room. Anyway, it worked out. It was great. I made little vow books for our vows and did a watercolor painting of our rings on the cover of each of them. We made our cake toppers together, little figurines of ourselves, and that was actually one of my favorite projects. I really loved how they turned out. We did all of the tablecloths, napkins, centerpieces, cake stand, our chuppah, card box, like literally everything. Just like stand in the middle of our wedding and spin in a circle. You can point at anything, and we made it.
Wow.
That's incredible.
It's impressive. We are very much in awe of all of it.
I did none of that.
It was a lot of fun.
So in making your dress, how long were you to a point where you finally were like, okay, this is done. This feels done.
I actually went just a little bit beyond that point and then went back. So I was debating for a while whether I wanted to add a lace overlay onto the skirt of my dress.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So I figured, what the heck, I'll just make it. So I made it and I tried it on and it just didn't look right. And it was just a little bit too small around the tulle skirt. So it was kind of restrictive and I just decided to forgo that and leave the dress as it was.
Oh, that's cool. Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
So the problem solved itself. And I have a cool little lace overlay skirt for whatever, if I can think of something to wear it to.
It's always good to have those things, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, what time of year you got married in the summer, right? And there was a little bit of question about how weather would go because sometimes it rains because you're getting married in like basically the Midwest. Is that technically what you would call? You're in Ohio, right? Okay.
That's correct.
How was the weather?
It was beautiful, clear skies, 95 degrees.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a little toasty.
The only thing that didn't really go exactly as I kind of thought it would was that no one wanted to dance, and I can't blame them for being in 95 degree weather. But we actually made a bunch of yard games that worked really well because instead of dancing in the really hot, sweaty barn, everyone went outside and played yard games.
Oh, like what kind of games?
We made a giant Jenga set with the help of our bridesmaids.
Of course
Yes.
you did.
Yes, you did.
We made giant tic-tac-toe,
Oh, fun.
ring toss, and I think there was a fourth one, but I can't remember what it was right now.
Cornhole?
Maybe? If it was cornhole, it was supplied by a friend. We didn't make it.
That's okay.
It might. Actually, I have the giant tic-tac-toe is right here because I really haven't cleaned anything like from the wedding. Everything is sitting downstairs in the dining room. X's and O's right here.
That's crazy. So you did stuff for the reception. So walk us through again. How big was your wedding? And remind us kind of like the setting of the whole thing. So you had it locally, right? So you're in Ohio.
Yes.
You want to have it in town where you were living.
Mm-hmm. We had it in Cuyahoga Valley National Park. There are 2 wedding venues there, and we went for the smaller one, which was Hines Hill Campus, and it was absolutely beautiful. There's like a stone cottage on the property and this gorgeous barn and this really cool historic building. So we had all 3 buildings that we used. I got ready in the historic building, which was our rain plan. Karen got ready in the stone cottage, and then we had the ceremony outside and reception in the barn.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And we had, I think our final number of people that came was in the mid-50s.
Okay, that's good.
Out of over 100 that were invited, but a lot of Karen's family is international and couldn't really travel. But we actually had a good showing from her family, too. So we had a lot of people come that we didn't really expect to be able to make it, and that was really exciting. But it was a small crowd altogether, and it was just a really nice, intimate experience.
That's cool. And you were saying the vow books that you made, that made you, so you wrote your own vows?
Yes. Karen wrote hers in advance, and I wrote mine at 3 a.m. after I finished the bouquets.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there's nothing like from the heart than just like manic delirium. You're like, I love you. And there are some really weird words now.
Yep. There's nothing more honest than that.
That's awesome. So you had how many bridesmaids? 5?
We had a total of 9. actually one of our bridesmen dropped out the day before.
Oh,
So-
wow. Oh, no.
What?
Yeah, things got a little dicey, and like, I really hope that we will eventually like become friends again. But right now, he has me blocked on everything.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
So things, yeah,
Oh.
things turned sour.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But the other 8 were absolutely amazing.
Well, that's cool.
And we had other friends that contributed to our ceremony too. Like my longtime childhood neighbors, their names are Abby and Ben. They're grown-up adults like we are now. And Abby started dating one of my friends from high school whose name is Noah. And Noah did all of our music for our whole wedding. And it was incredible. He played the guitar for the ceremony. He played the processional music.
Yeah.
It's amazing how these things escape your mind as soon as they're not on your to-do list.
So true.
So he played our processional music, and it was so beautiful that like the people that were working at the venue for our rehearsal like teared up over it.
Aw.
And did all of our sound system for the reception too, and he was just amazing.
That's
And Abby was
cool.
really sick the day of the wedding, but she toughed it out for us. Poor thing.
Oh. That's so sweet.
I know.
And we had our families very involved in the ceremony too. Like Karen is Jewish and I'm Lutheran, so we had an interfaith ceremony. And Karen's family, her brother and her mother, participated in the readings and the blessings from the Jewish side.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom adapted the entire, like all the good parts of a Lutheran wedding ceremony and condensed them into this beautiful blessing that she read. And my sister read the marriage equality ruling from 2016 that legalized our right to marry.
Yeah.
Nice.
My dad played our recessional music at the end.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh.
It was
Aw.
such a beautiful, like, I really haven't thought about it much at all since the day of, but our wedding really was perfect. I wouldn't have changed anything about it.
Oh, that's so nice.
I love that. Was there anything unexpected that came up?
Absolutely. There has to be. Right? About 10 minutes before the ceremony, I couldn't find Noah, the music guy. And I was very confident that he was planning to come back at the exact time, you know, like I had no doubts in him, but like it was
Oh, God.
3:50, ceremony starts at 4, and I can't find him. And so I gave him a call, and he said he's there, he's in the parking lot, but there are a bunch of ambulances that are blocking the entrance to the venue.
What?
Oh.
So it turns out someone's life alert bracelet had been triggered near the area.
Oh, no.
So we don't know. It wasn't anyone in our wedding. There's another venue like a little bit down the hill, like an old chapel that might have been the location, but I really hope the person's okay.
Oh, my
but
gosh.
yeah, so-
That's crazy.
They showed up to check out what was going on at our place and didn't find anything, thankfully. But 10 minutes before the ceremony, no one could get in because the driveway was blocked.
Oh my God.
You don't really plan for that one.
No.
Yeah.
God.
And
So did that throw you back like 10 minutes or 15 minutes
it
to get
just
everybody in?
was like very last few moments got a little bit stressful. And, you know, I'm like, I can certainly get stressed, but Karen really like struggles with anxiety sometimes. So that those few things all coming together that we're all feeling very, very overwhelming and like, gosh, is this even going to work out? So it actually turned out to be a really good thing. Well, as long as the person's okay, I hope they are. But in that moment of chaos, Karen and I just like pulled away for a second in this like hallway, and we had a few moments to just collect ourselves together before we got married. And it was like the perfect way to set up for our marriage.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Aw, she made a traffic collision, like a block of people not being able to get into an entrance. Kind of romantic. That's tough to do.
Yeah. Gotta work with it, you know?
We live in LA, the land of
yeah.
traffic. We need to figure that out, Pam. Make it more romantic.
You let me know if you figure that out.
So I have a couple questions just thinking, when we were talking to you before was kind of, you were still kind of in the mix of everything. Did you end up doing any sort of like, did you do a bridal shower or a bachelorette party? All the things that kind of lead
Yeah.
up to a wedding?
We didn't do a bridal shower. We had an engagement party / graduation party / my birthday party like a while before. And that was sufficient in terms of having to clean the house to have people over. But we went out of town for our bachelorette weekend. We went together with our whole bridal party to Columbus during the Pride weekend.
Yeah.
So I made these little, like, actually we ended up wearing them at the end of our wedding because we were so damn hot. Like a little vintage bathing suit for me and a little romper for Karen. And these big flower crowns from a previous year. And I was going to add a veil to my crown. I don't think I did. It's amazing how much you forget, right?
No, that sounds
it's
cool.
like-
Pictures will remind you.
That's like perfect
Yeah.
timing because Pride already is kind of like wherever you go, like whatever city is having Pride, it's already this big celebration. So you get to, if you're kind of going for that sort of like party atmosphere, you're automatically going to find it. So
Yeah.
that's perfect for a
Absolutely.
bachelorette weekend.
We are the type of people who don't usually seek out like a party atmosphere. We're kind of homebodies. But like that was perfect because we didn't have to plan anything. We just went to the parade and the festival and then went out to the clubs at night and everything was just so much fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
I like it.
That's
Yeah.
super fun. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
So now that you're married, do you think that like, does it feel different? Does your relationship feel different now that you're wives?
I think so. And so I haven't really been keeping up with my Instagram account the way I used to, and I miss it. But I'm just like completely absent from my phone now because I have a very different job. But just to fill you in on like what happened since July 14th, we went on our honeymoon and had an amazing time. And then the day that I came back to work, I was laid off.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Yeah. Big surprise.
Wow.
So a week after that, I was driving Karen's car and I backed into my own car in the driveway,
Oh,
smashed up my bumper, took my car to the body shop. Body shop is looking for help. And I'm like, I'm recently unemployed. So I started working at the body shop and I did that for like, I think 2 weeks. And then I was doing okay on that, but like my income had been like cut in less than half.
yeah.
So that was the challenge, especially after paying for a wedding, honeymoon, and like all of your other expenses still
Sure,
exist.
yeah.
So I asked the airport where I'm training if they were looking for any extra help, and indeed they were. And I actually really got lucky because the day that I asked if they were looking for help, the other 2 guys that work in the maintenance hangar one had just quit and the other was on his honeymoon. So they were really on a skeleton crew. So I was handed a screwdriver and now I am working as an aircraft mechanic, working towards my license for that in addition to my flight training.
Rad.
Wow.
So a
So
whole lot
cool.
of stuff is different.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like more towards what you're interested
What
in
you want to
anyway.
do? Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's been such a blessing in disguise.
Well, yeah, that's why you're not on your phone so much because you got grease all over your hands. You can't be on that phone.
Yeah. It's permanently greasy. That's why I try to not touch it like at all from 8 to 5 every day.
That's
So if
amazing.
you've had a hard time getting a hold of me, like everyone has, even my parents and like my beautiful wife can't get a hold of me during the day.
Yeah, because you're like underneath, you're freaking Rosie the Riveter come to life. It's
Yeah, you
amazing.
are.
Now that it's getting cold, I've started tying like a little scarf around my ears so that they don't get all red and cold.
Yeah.
And everyone calls me Rosie the
Rosie.
Riveter when I do that.
That's amazing.
I like it.
Yeah.
So, how was?
So go ahead. No.
Oh, I want to hear more about the honeymoon. Where'd you guys go?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so the first 2 nights we stayed at a bed and breakfast right near where we got married. And it was so cute and so beautiful. And we just like did stuff in the national park. I think the first day we didn't move our car at all. We just parked it in the parking lot at the bed and breakfast and then took the train to the site where we were going to have like our after party picnic that no one came to, which was fine. We had bridesmaids show up and they were amazing, but like everyone else had to leave town and, get back to their lives. And
Got it.
I can totally understand that. So we had a little picnic in the park and then took the train home and walked down to this adorable restaurant that we go to. Like we used to go every time we would go to our venue and like tour or do an open house or have a meeting with the coordinator there. We would go to Fisher's afterwards. And like if anyone is ever in Peninsula, Ohio in the national park, go to Fisher's. It's adorable and the food's great.
Oh, you know what? I will say I definitely did a lot of stress eating while planning my wedding. So having a go-to restaurant is super good.
Perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the mozzarella sticks. I cannot speak highly enough of them.
Really?
Yes, please. Oh, I had mediocre mozzarella sticks a couple weeks ago and I have not gotten over. I need to get good mozzarella sticks.
There's nothing like a good mozzarella stick.
And there's nothing like a bad one.
Yeah, that really stuck with you.
It wasn't deep fried all the way. It was like soft on the outside and the inside wasn't gooey. I think they just I think they pulled them out too early.
That's what it sounds like.
It was no bueno. Okay, so I have another question because you had your wedding in the summer. Now we're in late fall, starting winter. I'm thinking ahead and I'm really interested to see what you're doing about thank you cards. Because I feel like you're not just going to buy something from the store and just write TY and sign your name and send it.
This was probably the least involved project that we did. The night that we got back from the honeymoon, we got our photos back and they were so gorgeous. So we just picked one and slapped it on a Shutterfly card and that was that.
What? I'm shocked.
I know.
I am shocked.
Hey, she did a lot.
No, I get it.
I totally get
but
that.
Like,
I was telling Pam.
Sometimes you need a little R&R between massive projects.
Yes.
So you've gotten the Shutterfly, you got them mass produced and sent to you. Have you actually mailed the thank you cards out yet?
We did.
Oh.
We were so good. We did them in like 3 weeks.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Nobody does them that
No,
fast.
you are putting a lot of people to shame right now.
My family
Myself
just
included.
got one from a wedding in May. So beat them.
Yeah, right?
Nice.
That's amazing.
I know.
Oh man. So now that you're done, so now that you're done with all of the wedding stuff, do you have new projects that you're working on? Like how are you feeding that bug? Are you just so busy with work and just that's so in the past that you're just like that was a fun chapter but I need a break?
I wouldn't say that I've abandoned it by any means. Actually, we were going to a party a couple of weeks ago and I was like, I should make a dress for it. So I made a dress and then I made a matching bow tie. But
did you make Halloween costumes?
Yep.
You did? What did you wear for Halloween?
So we went as Beatrice and Wirt from Over the Garden Wall.
Yes.
Which is like maybe a little niche. No one got my costume, but that's okay. Everyone thought I was a princess and I was okay with that because the dress really turned out nice.
There you go.
That's amazing. That's so fun. Oh man, this is crazy. I'm so happy that everything went off remotely without it. I mean, like nothing's perfect, but having a little traffic hiccup, that's not terrible.
We have to ask.
So we have to ask the questions. Do you know what's coming now? The question that we ask everyone who's actually finished getting married?
Go ahead. I'm not going to guess.
Pamela.
We need to know what the best and the worst part of the whole process has been or was.
You can decide if you want to start with negative or start with positive. It's your life.
Okay. Well, there was the one really negative thing was having one of our bridesmen drop out the day before.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah.
So that, so the issue was, we gave him a year's notice on the setup day and then a full month's notice on the schedule. And he never called off of work.
Oh, come on, man.
Dude.
Yeah, he kind of left us hanging. And upon discovering that he wasn't going to be able to make it for any of the setup or the rehearsal, things had just kind of been a little rocky lately anyway. And we just said, like, the choice is yours. You can come, but if this isn't like what you want to do, if this isn't a priority for you right now, then you don't have to come. So he made his choice, and that was really hard. But the rest of our bridal party more than stepped up to make up for like the lost manpower and the lost, like, that really sucks to have one of your best friends bail on you the day before.
Yeah. But
sure.
it's cool that the other friends stepped up. That's really awesome.
Yes.
To kind of, because what you need whenever there's a negative point is for people to kind of counterbalance that a little bit. And it's cool that your friends kind of sense that and were like, okay, let's do this.
And his bow tie ended up being worn by our music guy. That worked out too.
Perfect. And he was a hero. Like, he did all the music.
Yeah.
He earned it. He earned that bow tie.
Absolutely.
Sure
He
did.
more than earned the bow tie.
That's amazing. What is the best?
What's the best?
Oh, wow. I think that's harder than what was the worst, because there were so many special moments like throughout the whole day. One that's coming to mind right now is like in the Jewish tradition, immediately after the ceremony, the couple is supposed to spend 10 to 15 minutes alone together to just be married before you go out and be like the newlyweds for everyone else, just to be Mrs. and Mrs. Holmberg for the very first time.
That's cool.
So we had our 10 minutes, and like we ran out of our ceremony with our bouquets and into the stone cottage where we had a snack set up and everything. And I don't think we ate the snack.
Smart. Oh.
I just
You didn't eat the snack? That's the
No,
only
it
time
was
you had to
funny.
eat,
Yes, that's
Julia.
the only time they're going to eat.
don't worry, there was plenty of food. No one was hungry.
Oh, okay.
But,
But
like-
did you eat at your wedding?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Sometimes people
Absolutely.
don't. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
so you're back
we
in
missed
the.
out on the appetizers, but we got the dinner. It was
Okay, that's good.
Good.
So sorry, you're back in your
In the cottage.
beautiful cottage with the
Yes.
snacks left
I just
unattended.
broke down crying. I was like so overwhelmed. And I mean, like, I cried all the way down the aisle and like intermittently through the ceremony. Like, all of the pictures walking down the aisle are like kind of ugly because my crying face isn't a good one. But the first 10 minutes of being married just completely overwhelmed me, and it was just amazing. And we took pictures of our rings like on our fingers for the first time, and that's the picture that's the background on my phone. And
I know.
yeah, it was just so special. It was like exactly what you would want to feel after getting married.
Oh, that's a really good answer, Julia.
I love
Damn.
that. I know.
And the cake was so good too. Another highlight.
The silver. The silver runner goes to cake.
I like that too.
Wait, explain this cake.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
It was just like cute and simple. It was like a 2-layer, pretty traditional wedding cake, but with polka dots, and our topper. And the lady that made the cake is like a friend of a friend's mom, and like that's her thing. She's a baker. So like we weren't really planning on doing like an actual wedding cake. We were thinking maybe we'll do like a grocery store cake, or maybe something more budget friendly. But she actually ended up being well within our budget, and she was so much fun to work with and so sweet. And the cake was absolutely incredible. And she, instead of like saving the top of the cake, she bakes you like a mini cake for your 1-year anniversary. So I'm counting the days for that.
That's awesome. So she works professionally, or is she just a friend that she does this professionally? Do you know the
Yeah,
name
she-
of the company that she
Shout
works
out
with,
for
or
her.
do you know anything what her
Yeah,
name is?
It's her name is Stacy, and her business is Sensational Desserts.
Okay.
And she's in Northeast Ohio.
Okay, cool. We'll
And
put a
she's
link in our show.
awesome.
Definitely. Sounds
Yeah.
like thumbs up. That's a rave review.
Yes.
And the idea of getting a little frozen mini cake so you don't have to worry about it on the day, like that moment of like, don't touch this part.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And
That's a pro.
you know, we really tried to cut like a nice piece for like the part where you feed each other, and it was like a lopsided mess. But the cake before we touched it was stunning.
Yeah. Well, you got to eat it somehow.
Yeah.
Also, it's very hard with two people using the knife at the same time. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that?
Yeah. It was a mess. It was bizarre. I think I like made a face. It felt weird. Also, his hands are so much bigger than mine.
Right.
And he's stronger than me. So it's kind of like, again, like the lopsided where I wasn't prepared for the amount that he was doing. And so
You
Yeah.
didn't practice?
Yeah. Who thinks
It's
to
a
practice
good-
that?
Just kidding.
A good early exercise in teamwork as a newly married couple.
Right?
Yes.
That's, oh man, that's a great way to end. Cake.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, he doesn't love cake.
I love cake.
I love cake.
I love cake.
And we're back.
We're back.
Oh my gosh. I love Julia.
She's so sweet.
She makes me feel so lazy, you guys. Like I
I
feel like
know.
such a chump. I can't do shit. I can't sew. You can sew and knit,
Yeah.
right?
Crochet.
And or you can crochet but not
Yes.
knit.
Correct.
See, you know there's a difference. I don't even know that.
One needle or two.
I tried cross stitching as a child, just ended up with bloody fingers, so that was a no.
Not your thing.
She's
All right.
a champ. And she can learn how to fly a plane.
She's a talented lady.
I mean, I feel like every time I hear her tell me about her life, I'm just like, I got to get more hobbies. I got to get some interests. Damn it, Julia. You're so cool. So this is the end of the podcast where I just work my own stuff out.
Therapy for Brooke.
This is therapy for Brooke. It all started when I was 4. Yeah, this is actually Bridal Breaks. Welcome to the Bridal Break section. For anyone who is new to the podcast, Bridal Breaks are just suggestions we give not only to brides, but to anyone that is helping to plan a wedding. These are things to do that have nothing to do with weddings, just fun things to enjoy your lives. I think we're getting into the holidays now. Are we both going a little bit holiday-ish?
We are.
Okay, yeah. Because now this one's in December, so I decided to make this one a little gifty, like a fun thing to do, but also potentially to give as a gift to somebody.
Nice.
You like that?
I do.
Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay. Mine is a book. It's a book that, for the record, guys, when I saw an article about this book, I immediately pre-ordered it and then completely forgot about it. So when it showed up, it felt like a gift and it was really fun. And I giggled and I was like, yes, I'm
You're
so
like,
glad.
"Whee!"
I'm so glad I purchased this book. It is called, oh my gosh, Let Ruth In, because this is
All right.
kind of dog related.
Come on, Ruthie.
Okay, my doggie is coming in. Hi, Ruth. Got her little bone. Welcome to the podcast, Ruth. The book is called His Royal Dogness, Guy the Beagle, the remarkably true story of Meghan Markle's rescue dog. And it's a children's picture book all about her little beagle and him living in England with her, like when she got married. It's like this little. There's a little bit of a plot.
Yeah.
But it's
All
like,
right.
as a children's book, is adorable. So I think it's great to give to little kids.
That's
if
really
they like
cute.
doggies. And I think also if anybody went gaga over the royal wedding over the
Kind
summer.
of like we did.
Yeah, I don't know anyone like that. Nope, does not ring a bell.
Nope.
But
Okay.
it's a fun, like, I mean, guys, I think it's like under $20. So it's like a fun, also, I think this would also be a fun white elephant gift.
Yes.
Right? Because usually I have to be like under $20 or
Yeah.
something, and I think this is. Also, just throwing it out there that the one of the people that helped, actually, I think the writer of it is currently a writer for the Colbert or the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. So it's like a TV writer who's like super funny. But yeah, it's super cute.
I love the illustration.
Yeah,
That's
it's
really
like beautiful
nice.
watercolors.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really is. The illustrations are adorable and like have their own little added humor to them, and it's sweet, and it's about a little doggy.
I want to read
He
it.
was a little doggy orphan, and now he's a royal doggy.
Yeah,
And the queen
guy.
is in it, and she's adorable.
Oh,
Anyway, so I breezed through it, and I I already am like, well, how many more copies do I need to buy to gift this Christmas season and Hanukkah and New Year's? It's perfect. So yeah, if you're looking for the holidays are coming up, you're looking for a gift or you just want to get it for yourself, it is super cheap and adorable. And it's like a big picture book. So it's like a fun gift. It's big.
I like it.
Okay. I don't know why I'm doing
It's
this.
big.
I don't know why I'm selling it as if like I make money off of it. I was like, yeah, and it's big and it's shiny. Anyway, I like the book. So His Royal Dogness, Guy the Beagle, the remarkable true story of Meghan Markle's rescue dog. I just noticed that pun in there. The remarkable. I didn't notice till right now. So anyway, yeah.
I like it's got the 2 flags on the front.
Yeah, he's wearing a cute little crown.
So cute.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
My
He's
kids will love
adorable.
it, I'm sure.
Yeah, they can't have this
Can
one.
I borrow
Nope.
it? What?
I'm just kidding.
I said borrow.
We'll see.
I
Maybe
know.
I'll just gift it. Maybe I'll give them one for their holidays.
Okay.
Yeah, don't let them listen to this podcast. They shouldn't listen anyway.
They should not.
It's
They do not.
explicit.
I know.
There's an E.
They don't listen.
Pammy, what is your bridal break for the week?
So mine, I'm going to have a hard time pronouncing it. So,
great.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't take French.
Ooh, I love it. I brought a little bit of England, and you're
You
bringing
did.
France. Ooh la
did.
la.
It's, speaking of la, it's la, I'm going to totally mess this up. Poyer?
I don't see the name of the. Where
Right
am I
there.
looking?
Right. La Poyer Bliss is.
La Poirier. right?
Oh, with an accent.
Poirier.
Oh my goodness.
This is fun.
It means pear.
Yes.
So it's a pear vodka.
Nice.
So pear vodka bliss. And this just sounded so good and sweet, of course, but
Sure.
it's pear vodka.
Yeah.
It's Godiva black chocolate liqueur. It is
Ooh.
Frangelico hazelnut liqueur, simple syrup, double cream, milk, and pear, 3 slices of pear and grated nuts. It's just like,
Sounds decadent.
yes, another dessert drink. It sounds, with the hazelnut and the chocolate just seemed very like kind of warm and cozy, but the
I like
pear is a nice little crisp,
Yeah.
fall.
Yes.
Well, we're almost to winter, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It just sounded really, really good.
That sounds yummy. I like it.
La Puer Bliss.
La Poirier.
Somebody
Bliss.
help me out with how to
Oh my
pronounce
God.
this.
I apologize to any
please.
French listener or anyone who took
Yes,
French.
I'm so sorry. I did not take French.
I had a roommate once who took French when she was in high school and college. And one of the ways that she would try to keep up on her French is she would buy the Harry Potter books in French and read them aloud to her cat. And it
Oh.
was super adorable.
I
And she had
wish
this
I did.
Beautiful, fluffy, like Persian cat. And she's just talking to it in French, like reading a book. And I'm just like, well, you're just the most adorable human ever.
That's a really good idea.
Harry Potter.
A bonus bridal break.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, that's all the bridal breaks, guys.
That's it.
Now we're gonna go on to telling you more about our show, Pamely. It's about Pamely.
Yes.
That's your new name.
A new name today.
Pamela's family. The Pamely. Welcome to the Pamely, guys. So tell everybody all about our podcast and different ways you can find out about it. We do it in the form of a quiz.
We do.
Hold on, let me grab a clipboard. There's a clipboard and a pen. And we're going to find out how good Pammy is knowing things about our podcast. You can find more information about our podcast at a website. What is the website called?
Weddingconfessionals.com.
We are on social media. Where can you find us?
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest.
Yay! All the links to those are where?
On weddingconfessionals.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also on the website is sorry, I'm going backwards. Well, you know what? We'll go with it. On the website,
Yes.
there's a tab that you can click on in order to send us your stories. We love your stories. They're always anonymous.
Yes.
Super confessionals, super great. I'm going to go backwards on this
Okay.
one. So one of the ways that you can send us your confessional is on the website. What's the tab that you have to click on?
Click on Tell Us Your Secret.
Yes. From there, you just put in a name and put in your information, hit send.
Yep.
Going backwards.
Very easy.
There's also a phone number where you can leave a voicemail.
Yes.
We just transcribe it. We never use your voice. We
Nope.
change the names. What is the phone number? Let's see, Pam.
434.
Yes. Come on.
I can't think of it. 434.
Pick a number.
533.
Damn it.
What?
434-933-2663. 434-933-2663 is the phone number. Also, you can send us an email. The email is easy, Pammy. You know that.
weddingconfessionals@gmail.com.
Holla. So those are the ways that you can send us your confessionals. Also, we would like you to give us a rating and a review on iTunes and hit subscribe, because all those little things that you do on iTunes helps us move up in the weird algorithm and makes it so that more people can find our show. So help the other brides and grooms out there in the world that are desperate for a little bit of humor with a splash of advice and a lot of opinions and a
Yes.
random dog that runs around.
And we enjoy reading the reviews. So
Yes, they're very funny.
yes, keep them coming. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, you can subscribe and follow us in all the different types of ways to find our podcast on other podcast providers besides Apple
Yes,
Podcasts.
that's
We're in a
true.
bunch of different places.
A bunch.
I have put them in alphabetical order for my own amusement slash comfort. I would like you to see how many you can get in a row in alphabetical order without stopping. Apple Podcasts, I gift you with Apple Podcasts.
Such a gift.
I know, I'm very generous.
Such a giver.
Mm-hmm.
Caspa.
Yes, ma'am.
Castro.
Yes, ma'am.
Downcast.
Yes, ma'am.
Google Play.
Huh?
iHeartRadio.
Yep. Don't look at the dog. She doesn't have the answers.
Overcast.
Yes.
Player FM.
Huh?
Podbean.
Pocket Cast,
Pocket
Podbean,
Cast.
Pod Paradise, Podtail, Podcast Addict, Podcast Land, Podcast Republic, Radio Public, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, and YouTube.
Woo woo.
You did pretty good.
I did all right.
Oh, wait, now she's upset, guys. I got to deal with a grumpy Pam for the rest of the night. Help me. So we're going to see you guys next week for part 2
Yeah.
with Julia.
All right.
Yeah, we have some really interesting confessionals.
Yeah.
So definitely stay tuned.
It got deep.
It did get deep. And you
Yeah.
picked a good person to have a deep one with because Julia is a thoughtful person.
Yes.
You did a good job with them.
It was good.
Yeah, you challenged us, Pam.
I
Picked
did.
a good one.
It was fun.
So yeah, stay tuned next week.
All
I'll
right.
see you then. Bye, Pammy.
Bye. Special thanks to Andy Schreier for our adorable theme song,
And David Kantrowitz for our fantastic logo.
and Ramsey Millette and Brian Maylard for their technical support.
If you want to learn more about our show, where you got to go, Pam?
Check out our website, weddingconfessionals.com.
That's it, girl. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.